Okay, day 10, 11. I'm losing count of being off of Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram. I think I've been on Instagram a total of 20 minutes ever since I started. I've done 2 check-ins just to like post that I'm off my phone and that I'm not replying to stuff, and just making sure like my friends are actors and like theater makers, so I want to check in on who has shows up right now that I have free time. And that's like the only way that people advertise things right now is through Instagram. So yeah, it was like a very conscious, timed 10 minutes one day, like 5 days ago, 10 minutes last night. Now, I want to talk about this because I want to get everybody to join me, because I feel like I have pierced some sort of veil and found some sort of key to the universe that I'm like, let's start a cult, okay? Let's leave society and start this thing. I felt like I went like this and I was like part of this, and then I went like that, and now I'm here and I can see, and I'm like, guys, look at all of this, you know what I mean? Like, this shit is crazy. It feels like there's this play called Rhinoceros by Ionesco, and it's an absurdist play about the Nazis, but it's not like overtly about the Nazis. It's about this guy, and this guy, he lives in this town, and then everybody in this town starts turning into rhinoceroses, and he's like, I don't want to turn into a rhinoceros. And then everybody's getting infected by the rhinoceros syndrome, and they're like embracing it. They're like, no, this shit is great, like I love being a rhinoceros. And he's like, no, like I'm a man. And that's how I feel right now. I'm like, I'm a man, I'm a woman, she, hers, okay? And I feel like everybody around me is a rhinoceros, and I'm like, you could be a human being again, okay? I want to tell you about this experience and what it's been so far. I don't think that at first I was like, maybe I'll do like a dopamine detox for a month and then get back into it. Like, I just need to refresh my mind. I'm now realizing, no. This is my new lifestyle. Like, this is my life now. I refuse to go back to what it was before. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to a time when Instagram is a daily thing for me. It throws the entire trajectory of my day off. Now, I have friends who do social media for a living. I understand that it's a different ballgame. However, I still think that being extremely conscious of it and deciding not to partake in it as much, or looking at it like it is, it's like going out and getting blackout drunk or worse. And I'm not joking, okay? That is how bad it is. You don't see it right now. If you're using social media, you can't see it because it seems harmless, but you feel it. You feel it when you're scrolling. And there's a moment where you're like, I don't want to scroll anymore, but you can't stop. Like, this is an addiction. This thing, okay, I have notes because I wrote everything. Is this my journal? Did I just show you my journal? Oh, no, it's just my lines. Okay, so let's start off with what I have personally found, which has been, I am now Superman, okay? I have so much energy. I'm nonstop, okay? I wake up at 6:30 in the morning and I go to bed 10:30 at night, and I am going all fucking day, and I don't get tired. Okay, all day I'm doing stuff, and I'm excited for it, and I'm present in the thing, okay? Before I started doing this cleanse, I would wake up tired. I would be tired during the day. I'd be like, I don't understand why I'm tired during the day. I'm doing all the things, right? I'm trying to eat right. I think I was I was like not eating correctly, but I was really making an effort. Okay? I was really making an effort. Like, I was conscious of like, I need to eat, right? I need to work out. I'm gonna get my homework done. I'm gonna go to bed at a reasonable time. I was going to bed at like 9, okay? And I was getting a full 8-9 hours of sleep, and I was still tired, okay? Now, I have unmatched energy that I thought was gone from when I was like 12 years old, where I wake up and I'm just like, oh my God, okay? Now, I have to say, let's just start off with that, and then I'll tell you the pros and the cons about that. But there's that, okay? The business model of Instagram and TikTok, these are businesses, okay? At the end of the day, that's what they are. They're there to make money, okay? Every 3 reels, you're gonna see 2 to 3 ads, right? Because it's not a subscription-based model, in other words, you don't pay for Instagram, their business model needs your attention. Like, you are paying, the currency that they're using is your attention. That is how you're paying, okay? So, because businesses are naturally built to expand and grow, that means that they are specifically built, these apps are specifically built to gain as much attention as possible, to colonize as much of your time and your brain and your space as possible, because that is their business model, okay? That is how they make money. The more time that you can be on Instagram, the more ads that you will see, the more money that they will make, okay? Good or bad, that's what a business is. That is what a business is, okay? When there's supply and there's demand, all right? If there's demand and there's supply, like, you guys are, all right? It is your responsibility as a customer, as a consumer, to be responsible about what you're buying, because the business is going to provide what you're demanding, all right? And the business is gonna try to sell you that idea, is gonna try to get you the product as much as possible. It is your responsibility as a consumer, as a customer, to make sure that what you ingest and what you buy and what you pay for, whether it is with your energy or your time or your money or whatever, is good for you. It's the same thing with fucking McDonald's, okay? McDonald's is easy, it's cheap, and it tastes good, okay? But it's horrible for you, right? It has to be up to you to learn how to make cheap, easy recipes and like eat right. It's the same shit, okay? This is hygiene. This is health of your mind, okay? Now that I've said this, there's also a different aspect of this, which gets a little bit more conspiracy-esque on my behalf, but I have to talk about it. Instagram is run by Mark Zuckerberg, okay? Billionaire. The top 1%. They're a little group of people, all right? And they want world domination, and I'm not joking. That's what they want, and that's what they have. They have the word world in their little hands, all right? And their little pasty, glue-like, slimy lizard hands, all right? This is a mind control device. And it sounds nuts, and it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I'm seeing it from the other side. And if you don't believe me, I suggest you try this for 5 days. You don't have to do 10 days. You have to try it for 5 days. Just go off Instagram and you will see the reality that you live in and the reality that's in your phone are two completely different universes, okay? Really seriously. Your algorithm is built specifically for you to hang out here, all right? Not only that, it is built to suck the life out of you. No human being is meant to consume that much information in one day, okay? Our minds are not built for this. I've made research on this. There is something called the reptile brain theory. You can look it up. Lawyers use it, okay? Lawyers use it in cases all the time. It's this idea that once your brain is overwhelmed with information, you check out. You check out of reality. If you look at society nowadays, I live in New York, okay? If you look at society, if you walk outside, people have turned into zombies. Their minds have checked out. They have one foot in reality and one foot in another planet. They are completely dissociated from reality. And I myself was a zombie. Okay, I would like to accept. Hello, my name is Oriana, and I am a zombie, and I was a zombie, but no more. All right, I'm a human being once more. I was living in a fog where I was thinking about a million things, thoughts other people had. Okay, thoughts other people had, things blah 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 that were taking up my mind. I couldn't tell what thoughts were mine anymore and what thoughts came from other people. All right? I felt like I couldn't trust anything. Everything was foggy. Everything was foggy. Okay? These are mind control devices that suck your energy. All right? I could come home from school super stressed out, be like, I need to rest. I'm gonna lay in my bed, I'm gonna look at funny videos for an hour, okay? And I would do that, and technically you're in bed, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Would I feel rested afterwards? Fucking never. It only made me more tired, okay? I was tired all the time. It felt like it gives you a dopamine hit. Dopamine is a drug. It's a drug. We're drug addicts, all of us, okay? We become dependent on it, and it's not okay. It's not good. Why does the 1% want you to have zero energy? Because if you have energy, you might have, let me tell you, you know what? Let's put a pin in that. Let's go back to my energy and my experience, and we'll come back to this in a second. I have so much energy now. I thought that when I would stop using Instagram and social media and like YouTube, whatever, that I would be calmer, that I would be more zen. No. My anxiety is there, bro. I have anxiety. A lot, okay? It's there. And I have empathy for myself right now because it's like, oh, I was using social media as a way to bypass my anxiety, bypass my emotions, it's a distraction, and it's a very, very efficient distraction. It can shut the world out like this. Seriously. I don't have to live in my life. Okay? It was a way for me to repress what I was feeling because it was so deeply uncomfortable. When I took that away, I had no other choice, and I have had no other choice these past 10 days but to just face my demons and to face all of the feelings that I'm feeling about everything going on in my life. All right? And I've had to, what? Feel them. I couldn't intellectualize them. I couldn't look at other people who might be going through the same thing and be having epiphanies and be like, this thing that happened is actually, it's this thing, you know? This is how you should feel about this. This is how you feel, this is how you should be dealing with this situation, right? Are you a la 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 la? Well, la 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 la, okay? None of that. It was I'm upset. I can't make it go away. So what will I have to do? Be upset. And guess what? Be really upset. There's things about the world, there's things about my life, there's things about my past, and I'm furious, I'm devastated, I'm disgusted, I'm humiliated. Did I mention furious? Do you know what I mean? Super sad, wishful, hopeless, hopeful, confused. You know what I mean? Conflicted, wondering, all these things. All right? And I have nothing left to do but feel it physically, cry, be angry. Dude, the other day I threw a little temper tantrum. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I was in bed and I was like, and I kicked my feet like this. I had to like fucking beat up my pillow because I was like, I have nowhere to put this shit. Usually I'll go on Instagram, and if like I'm mad about something in the world, I'll go on my story and I'm like, this is wrong with the world, fuck the Met Gala, blah 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 blah. Okay? Couldn't do that. Instead, you know what I did? I started being really angry about it. Let's focus on like me being angry about certain things that are going on in the world and leave my personal life aside, okay? I was really angry about this thing. I was like, I need to go for a fucking walk, okay? I need to go for a fucking walk. And I was like, maybe I can repress my emotions I can start reading fiction books, because I only ever read non-fiction books. I read history books, I read political theory, I read, and I'm not exaggerating, okay? This is Stalin's biography. So I went for a walk and I found a bookstore and I was like, okay, great. I'm gonna go find fucking Percy Jackson and the whoever, okay, lightning thief, all right? I walk in and the whole bookstore is nonfiction, bro. The whole bookstore is nonfiction and political theory. And I was like, of course. Hey, you are real. And I walked in, and instead of going on my phone and like checking which book is this, which book is that, I went up to the bookstore guy, okay, and I was like, hey, like I'm interested in learning about this and this and this and this. What are your thoughts about Stalin? We talked about it. We talked about our thoughts about communism and what I'm learning about it. I don't know enough about communism, okay? Don't come at me, US government. I'm just reading history books, okay? We talked about it for an hour. I made two friends at the bookstore, and later that night we went to an event and we met more cool people. Awesome in real life. All right? I've always been somebody that talks to strangers. I'm very good at making friends anyway, but this felt like intentional community building about something that maybe I wouldn't have done had I had my phone out, okay? The top 1% doesn't want that. They don't want community building, because community building is the kryptonite to imperialism, okay? This is imperialism. This business model is imperialism. The kryptonite to imperialism is community, because if we all communally figure out that we don't need these bitches, their entire business model falls apart. Their whole thing about dominating the world falls apart, and they are desperate, okay? They love to have our attention. They really, really also need validation. The fucking Met Gala with Jeff Bezos, he knew that people were gonna react to it. He has all the money in the world, and still he wants some connection, some validation from the people. No, we think you're fucking ridiculous. Anyway. What would happen if society, because you're telling society it's AI, adapt or die, your business card is Instagram, adapt or die. What would happen if we figured out No, actually, no. We have lived a different way before, all right? We can choose differently. What would happen if we, the people, okay, decided, no, you're not going to steal my energy away from me, you fucking vampires? The worst thing that could ever happen to them would happen, because we would suddenly be very energetic and very angry. Very energetic and very angry. Okay? It's a whole thing where people post Instagram posts and sign petitions and blah, 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 blah. It's not real, bro. Whatever's going on in here, it's not real. All right? What would happen? Like for example, I stopped using my Instagram for 10 days. The strongest my friendships have been all year, because it gives you the illusion of proximity, the illusion of intimacy with your friends, all right? Because I can't check in on them and their story, and I don't know what's going on with them, what do I have to do? I have to call them. I have to text them. Hey, how are you doing? I've gone to picnics, I've gone to dinners, I've gone to breakfasts, we've had sleepovers, movie nights, blah, 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 blah. Talking about things, connecting, community building, being there for each other. And, mind you, this is the most present I've ever been. Or like, I feel this way also when I'm doing theater. I'm there, and I'm laughing my ass off, okay? And I'm quick-witted. I'm in my life. It feels like my life is mine, and it belongs to me. All right? I don't need all this input all the time. This is my life now. I'm not going back. I'm gonna check Instagram because I'm an actor, okay? Unfortunately, I need it for work or whatever. I'm gonna check Instagram once, maybe twice a week for 20-30 minutes. Donezo. I don't need more than that. You don't need more than that. Nobody needs more than that. Nobody needs to know what everybody is up to all of the time. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? In this time, I have finished a stop motion animation film. I have written 20 pages of essays, okay? I've worked on another film, all right? I've connected with my friendships. I've deep cleaned my entire house. I went grocery shopping, all right? I've started eating much better because my appetite was going down, because sometimes I would forget to eat because I was on Instagram, okay? What else, bro? Great. Every morning I wake up and I do exercise, and I've played my guitar. I now know way more about guitar than I've started learning different kinds of strumming. I've been working on my piano skills. I'm practicing piano, and I'm practicing guitar every day. And I'm reading, and I'm journaling, and I feel alive, and I feel like I'm here, bro. Yesterday, I woke up and I looked at the tree outside of my window for 1 hour, and then I played guitar, and then I showered, and then I did yoga, then I cleaned my room, then I went and I hung out with my friends all day. I'm the most productive I've ever been. Dude. Get on this wave, bro. Get on this wave. Here's what I did to do this. This is not sponsored, by the way. This company gives me no money, but if I could be their business partner, I would love that. Get brick. It's called a brick, okay? It's a tiny gray rectangle. You tap your phone on it, and you choose what apps it's going to lock you out of, okay? And you can't go back on those apps, even if you turn your phone off and back on again, even if you delete the apps and you reinstall them. You can't go back on the apps until you tap your phone on it again. It literally forces you out. There's no way back in, okay? So I tapped my phone, and then I gave my brick to my roommate, Claudia, and my roommate Claudia hid it somewhere in her room. I forced myself, and I'm doing it, and it's fucking awesome. It's awesome. I was like, that life, the life inside Instagram, it's imaginary, okay? Me, what I post, it's imaginary, okay? It's a facade, bro. It's not real life. I post shit that, you know, I'm like, I think that other people would care about. But it's like, oh, this is the cool shit, okay? This is me being happy. Life is a lot, you know? There's darkness. You know? I don't like this fake thing. I don't like it. This feels so odd to me. It feels like a performance. And it's not even a good one. Alright? On behalf of fucking everybody. Everybody. This is 10 days. Let's see how I feel 10 days from now. Where this goes, where this journey takes me. If other people join. Yeah. Thank you for listening.